Greetings. This particular video is being done is Prophetess Janetta Smith Ministries, which has not launched anything for quite some time. At the time that I had launched, should have been, mm, don't have access to it right now. Maybe roughly 2021, 5 years ago. Well, I want to start off by saying I prophesied some stuff and I exposed some stuff in our government. Well, from the documentaries that I have been made aware of, I'm going to say a documentary, and from what our news made us aware of, I'm sorry if I am the bearer of bad news. If you did not know that this is a genocide country, I don't know who got in government at the time that they made us aware of the dangers of the food being tampered with. And it should have been the foundation of the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. We was told about what was later called the carcinogens, if I could pronounce it correctly, the cancer-causing agents that was put in so many of our foods, and if I could say correctly, even hairspray. So whoever made their way into politics, and we know that it is said, excuse me, that politicians lie all the time and that you can't trust them. They're like a used car salesman. So, excuse me, I prophesied some things, and they came to pass even in foreign countries. This is not the time or the place, as one preacher slash singer would say, for me to bring it out, but I had to pause in the middle of me redoing my teaching ministry, branding and developing my fan base. I went up under so much attack that I needed to stop for a moment. If those of you that have been following me know that I have never fallen this far behind with my postings. Well, I wanted to let you know. Um, this video is different from the one that's on Facebook Live. If you want to follow the one on Facebook Live, it has more detailed information. Oh, by the way, as they say, I cut off my nose to spite my face. I knew I did something backwards. So if this falls, I will. Okay, bear with me. Okay, I need to have it close up enough. I made the mistake. Um, I'll tell you what happened with my tripod later. I'm going to what the phone is sitting on. I am going to have to bring it closer to me so that when it gets too close to 15 minutes, um, that's all I can say for now. And I need to, if the remote doesn't work, I'm going to need to manually turn it off. So I beg pardon. For those of you that are new following me, I am gifted in this, and I give all the praise and honor to the throne room. And I try to be as professional as possible. I strive to be. And I made a mistake. This should be closer to me so I can see the numbers better, so that if the remote does not work, that I can manually turn it off. So I apologize. I took so long doing the Facebook Live video, freestyling, and just pouring my heart out without a script. And I will be scripted as soon as possible. And I will explain that to you because some people took what I said the wrong way, and probably because they didn't follow everything from the beginning to the point in which they were made aware of. So I don't believe in calling the Klan out on the carpet. I don't believe in calling the Freemasons out on the carpet. And so much had been slipped on me that everything was just misconstrued. Things came out of my mouth that should not have came out. I will be explaining a lot more later. But this is the time for me to brand myself and develop my fan base. And the frontal attack that came up against me, I was public with and very transparent. And I need to explain how things are going to go forth moving forward. and that it may be another 2 to maybe 3 years before I can pick up and explain some stuff to you guys. But meanwhile, I'm going to zoom in on what I need to do and the foundation that I need to properly lay. And I'm going to be reaching out, excuse me, to certain ones in ministry and just start fellowshipping with them so that they would get a chance to learn me, know me, and ask me questions and anything that they may even see in these videos that they may consider questionable. That, from when we go to fellowship with one another and go out to eat, we can sit down and we can talk. And there's going to be some things that I know that they may not know because of the part of the country that they're in versus where I come from. So I apologize. This should have been set up better. So it's already almost 6 minutes in, and I may have to do like 2 or 3 of these to get my point across, and not exactly everything that's on the Facebook Live. So you're going to have to go to Trinetta Smith, and that's Tango, Richard, Echo, Alpha, Nancy, Echo, Tango, Tango, Alpha, Smith. And you're going to have to look at the Facebook Live there. Meta is in on it. They may make me take that video down, but that video is only good for 30 days. If anybody come later, they're not going to see it. But this video is going to be different. So if you want it, if the uncut version before it's taken down, you used to have the option to change that. I don't know why so much stuff is targeted at me because I don't have a mega following. So let me fix this so we can get to it. Okay, let me sit back. Okay. You wouldn't believe. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so I was freestyling on some stuff. And let me pull up some stuff. I was thrown out of my tablet while on Facebook Live, so I was able to expose it. I'm not going to ask anyone to change anything. This tablet is doing stuff without my permission, as well as the cell phone. So, when I teach, I will be opening in prayer. I will be ending in prayer. But when I do videos like this, I don't do prayer. And it's not that prayer is not necessary. Prayer is always necessary. I want you to always know that. So this is like a information session. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't open up an information session without prayer. Okay? Okay, so let me see. I have some stuff that I had written on post-it notes. Okay. That part I won't be able to discuss with you until I have to lay a foundation to explain to you what happened. Okay, so as I was getting ready to launch my ministry, had been up under other people's ministries for over 20 something years, let my license expire because of bureaucracy and politics that I refused to get involved in. I went through a major uh, identity theft. I went through defamation of character, and I had a lot of money stolen. I'm not at liberty to tell you how much money it was at this point. And there's a point after branding, after developing my fan base, after laying a proper foundation, after generating revenue, after paying my taxes. I'm telling you, I don't know when I am going to be able to obtain a ministry attorney, a cybercrime attorney, identity theft attorney, and this is a lot of money. So I have to put my faith in the Most High God to keep me until I'm able to generate revenue, because I had an apartment home that was for ministry. Before I could obtain the proper attorney, I hired the wrong attorney. I was ripped off. Money was stolen, and things never got set up properly. So now fast forward to where I am today. When I became a victim of identity theft, I lost my apartment home. It was right before the end of my lease. I, you know, had a major hit on my rental history with an eviction. Have never been evicted before. Right now, I'm renting a room in someone's home, and I no longer have freedom to do some of my videos here. So I have to move it to my car. And so much has been going on, and I'll get a chance to share later and to be transparent with you. When I say later, I mean much later. When I say much later, I mean 2 to 3 years. As fast as I try to work on things, and forgive me while I'm okay. I had, let me apologize. I had to reset the tablet, and my apps aren't on the right screen. So as I'm needing to get to stuff, I had to toggle between screens and try to zoom in close enough to see where my stuff is. So right now, I am close to 2 weeks behind, very close. As I was catching up on things, I can't share too much right now until I get in the car. And so I just wanted to come forth and let you guys know, thank you for the onesies, twosies, threesies, fours, that has not given up on me. Give me a moment to get on top of things, and I will strive the best of my ability to stay on top of things. But that's why I started adding in where the scripture says, excuse me, I want to say it right, bear with me, and I see I'm coming close into that 15-minute mark. It's right on the tip of my tongue. And if I have to get it on the next video, I will. Oh, if it be the Lord's will. And also, I am going to get back to my Hebrew words, but right now, because of the urgency and the onslaught attack and a frontal attack against me, I had to just kind of just lay everything out. And so I'm not saying, oh, well, this word I'm going to use in Hebrew, this word I'm going to use in English, this word I'm going to use in Hebrew, this word I'm going to use in English. So I'll get back to that in a minute. I didn't want to give you guys too much at one time, and I was praying over which words to use for even transliteration Hebrew, but eventually the word king will be in Hebrew. I'm already using the different names in Hebrew. I have not given you the Hebrew name, this group of heaven and earth. So eventually all of those are going to be in Hebrew. And so I need you to give me a moment to catch up. My posts are horribly behind. I will explain much later. I'm not at liberty to tell you now until I get back into my own place. And so that would be, if the Most High does not intervene, that could be another 2 to 3 years from now because of sabotage. And I have no problem with sharing everything with you to explain what happened and how I got to this point. And I will tell you, in the history of this country, if you expose the New World Order, you normally die of an unexplainable terminal illness or in a freak car accident. I survived what? Really? Really? I'm telling you, I have not made a comeback. If I had made a comeback, I would not be renting a room in someone's home. Okay? So I was lied on. Um, I have not been up under my real bosses since I ran for my life because of the secret sales that were inside Walter Reed Army Medical Center. I was on my desk 9/11, and his name was Sergeant Atwell. I don't know who Atwell was. I don't even know if that was a real name. And for him to be from Jamaica, I'm going to be honest with you that I guarantee there's no such name as Atwell in Jamaica. So he was something like an E5. He walked me into the wrong office. He didn't know who my bosses were. He didn't know who paid my salary. He didn't know what I was doing. And he really didn't get rid of me. I was on administrative leave. Something was slipped on me. I'll explain that much later. I could not think clearly. When I ran for my life, I didn't even tell my bosses what my forwarding address was. So when it was time for me to come back to work, I never went back to work. And turned out the secret sales were larger, the network was larger than I could have ever imagined. And I'm grateful to be out of the government. So it's coming too close to the 15-minute mark. And I don't know. I'm playing with this, and I'll explain more later. So let me see if it's going to turn off. I may have to do it with my finger.